Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self love and growth. Hi, Collective. Welcome back in, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be your romance and love oracle message for today. This is going to be a message pertaining to the person on your mind or the person you are currently in a situation with. That could be a close friend, that could be a situationship, that could be a marriage. Flip it where it needs to go. Just remember, all messages may not resonate for everyone, so take what does and leave what does not. All right, welcome back to all of my current followers and subscribers. Hi, you guys. Welcome back into the channel. Thank you guys for all your love and support. It has been amazing and it is greatly appreciated. All of the incoming followers and subscribers, welcome to the fam, you guys. Hopefully my messages can be useful to you in dealing with something regarding love or life. Okay, so let's see what the overall energy is first, and then we'll get some clarifiers. Okay, first we have the star. Abundance in the reverse. I have alone time in the reverse. Also, doorway in the reverse. Two more, please. Friendship in the reverse. And one more. And unseen in the reverse. So let's just see what we have so far as we start. So, star says your hope and optimism are a powerful love magnet for you right now. Okay, so I think this is talking about you, collective. So, right now, it seems like you're in this star energy. You are radiating, you are thriving, you have a lot of confidence in yourself right now, and you have a lot of hope and optimism. So, you are attracting in something to you at this time. Then we have abundance in the reverse. Abundance says, open your heart to receive the abundant love the universe has to offer. Interesting. So, with it being in the reverse, maybe you feel like you've been lacking when it comes to love so far. You know, maybe you have, before getting into this star energy, you haven't really had much luck when it comes to love. And you feel like you've not really experienced it in the way that you've wanted, that you've desired. And I feel like because of that, you've been more focused on maybe growth in other areas of your life, maybe just focusing on yourself, your work, and maybe that's why you are currently in this star energy right now. And then we have alone time in the reverse. Spend some time alone. It will help you gain clarity on your relationship. So I feel like you are at a point where you are ready to come out of this hermit mode. I feel like you have been by yourself again, which has allowed you to, become this star and get into the star energy because you have spent time probably healing from a past relationship or situation where you definitely felt like you were not receiving the abundant love that you deserved from, whatever the situation was. Again, it could have been a really close friend, it could have been a situationship, it could have been a marriage. But at the end of the day, you had to take a time out because you were not receiving equal give and take. You were not feeling loved and cherished. And so you took a moment. But I feel like with this alone time being in reverse, you are done being alone. You are done being alone. Okay. And then we have doorway, and it came out in reverse, and it says an opportunity is about to present itself that leads you to a new person. So I feel like with you being alone for a while, there really hasn't been a lot of opportunities for you to meet new people. And again, I feel like it's because you were healing from a past situation, past person, that really made you have to go within, made you have to find, hope again, find your confidence again. You had to basically transform your mindset and find your optimism and love again. But again, because you were taking that time to heal and deal with that on your own, there hasn't been a lot of opportunities. And then we have friendship in the reverse. And this says, this connection is based on friendship. It may never develop into romance. So, yes, in the reverse, this is telling me that you are no longer looking for friendships. You are no longer looking for something less than a commitment of true equal give and take between two people. I feel like maybe you were that person that was always the really good friend, that got along with everyone, that can hang out with anybody, but you never actually truly had the steady boyfriend or the long term relationship. You were just kind of that person that people truly liked a lot and liked having around, and you had a good time, but you realized, which you can now see, that you were not receiving as much as you were giving. So, Unseen says, love can be blind. Ensure you're not overlooking red flags. So, yes, you are now seeing that the relationships that you've had, you can now see that you were blinded to the red flags. You were blinded to the treatment that you were receiving and how it was not that great. And maybe at the time you settled because you really didn't have much expectation. Maybe you didn't even have a lot of expectations of yourself. So you really didn't know what to expect of others, and you were just kind of going with the flow. But now that you've taken this time away, you've grown, you've healed, evolved, you've grown into the star energy, you realize that you are not receiving abundance and love as you should. And you're now ready to come out of hermit mode. You don't want to be alone, but you realize there hasn't been a lot of opportunities available to you because you've been away for a while. But you know what you're definitely not looking for. You're not looking for any fake relationships, friendships, connections that do not serve you, that do not feed you and nurture you in the proper way, because now you see what was unseen. You are now aware of what was going on before. Okay. Well, what else is happening here with you? Yeah, you are not accepting people's imperfections, their bad behavior. It doesn't mean that people need to be perfect, but you realize that you allow people to get away with a lot when it came to you, when it came to truly being nurtured or cared for. People really didn't respect you and treat you in the way that you deserved. Imperfections says love is a beautiful mess, embrace its imperfections. And I think that you embraced it so much that you are now at the point where you are on the other side of the spectrum. You are looking for someone to meet you where you're at. You're looking for someone to come to the same table that you are sitting at and present equal give and take. You are no longer looking at situations blindly as destinies. You're not looking at fulfilling a fantasy of finding someone, you know, to be your destiny if they do not fit this mold, if they are not willing to give to you in the same way that you give to them. Yes, together in the reverse. Find joy in the simple pleasures of just being together. Yes, you're not just looking for somebody to just hang out with and just be together with. You are looking for your equal partner. You are looking for someone that wants to truly invest in you now. Relax in the reverse. Find joy in the simple pleasures of just being together. Again, yes, you are not just looking for a fling. This tells me you are looking for something more serious. You're not looking for just someone to Netflix and chill with on this couch and not ever grow into any type of commitment. Again, this was the treatment that you accepted before. So, yes, now your wishes are bigger. Someone you wished for is coming into your life. And because you are not accepting less than what you deserve, you have a wish fulfillment coming, it seems. Seems you are manifesting what you actually truly desire because you realized before you were not on the right path. You were not on the right path to receive any type of wish fulfillment. Yes. And sacrifice. You are no longer willing to sacrifice your happiness to settle for less. You want equal give and take. That is your wish fulfillment. What else? So it seems like you've definitely done a lot of introspection in this hermit mode that you've been in because you've realized that all of your partners, friendships, previous relationships, again, however deep they went, it wasn't enough for you to feel nurtured. Yeah, nothing ever turned into the commitment. Nothing ever grew into the relationship, the long term investment that you now seek. And it doesn't mean that you immediately want to find someone and jump into, being proposed to and jumping into a marriage. That's not what this means at all. What this is telling me is that you realize that the path that you were on before, which was not the right one for you, was never going to get you your wish fulfillment. And your wish fulfillment has always been just to be treated equally by your partner, by the person that you invested in emotionally. You want to be invested in emotionally as well. You want equal give and take. That is your wish fulfillment. That is what you are attracting. And you're not willing to sacrifice your happiness to settle for less than that. What else? Yeah, anticipation. Embrace the sweet anticipation of love's arrival in your life. It's coming. It's coming now, but you realize that it was never coming before. When you were not on the right path, this was never going to be something that you can anticipate showing up for you. And it's interesting how these kind of all flow together. Wrong path. You were never going to anticipate any type of wedding proposal or long term relationship with someone. Wow. Falling fast. Yeah. And I think this is what the problem was in the past. You fell fast for anyone who showed you or made it seem like they cared for you, but they never had to stand on business. They never had to truly show you with their actions matching their words that they truly cared for you and loved you in that way. You accepted breadcrumbs. You accepted people ghosting you. You accepted people disrespecting you in your face and trying to play it off like it was nothing or as if you were overreacting. You accepted all of those things in the past. And right now, you're no longer willing to accept those things. Give me a couple more. Attraction in the reverse. You are attracting the right person at the right time into your life. Yes, exactly. It was never the right person. And you went through a few, and it seems like no matter how much you gave, how much you showed those other parties that you cared, how much you showed up for them, you were never truly invested in equally. You were never truly appreciated. And it took you a very long time to realize that you were truly sacrificing your own happiness by being blinded by the red flags, by being blinded by the lack of respect, the lack of investment. People were okay with treating you as an option because you didn't seem to expect much more. But in divine timing, you are now waiting for what is truly meant for you. You are being patient. You are not settling. You are not sacrificing. You are not keeping a blind eye just to have somebody in your life, just to not be alone. You are going for your wish fulfillment. And until that arrives, you will continue to grow as the star. You will continue to nurture yourself and love on yourself until you find your wish fulfillment, until you receive what you deserve. Because again, you are no longer willing to sacrifice your own happiness for less. Good for you. And understand, collective, that loving from the heart space, being willing to be open from your heart space, there's always a risk of being heartbroken because you can't force anybody else to give as much as you give. The other party or person has to choose to give to you. So, the most important thing that you can do if you don't see that happening, don't stick around and wait for your heart to be broken, because ultimately that is what the result will be. People invest where they want to invest. People make time when they want to make time. If they want to call you, they will call you. If they want to hang out with you, they will hang out with you. There will be no excuse or no reason that keeps them from being with you. That is your wish fulfillment that you're waiting for. So anything less, you will be sacrificing your happiness. Anything less than an equal give and take, emotional balance, action, not just words, not love bombing, not breadcrumbs. At this point, I would assume that you're probably pretty hungry as long as you've accepted breadcrumbs and now you're looking for a full meal, and I wouldn't blame you. And as soon as you come across that right person, they will be more than happy to feed you a full 6-course meal and not think twice about it because they know you deserve it. I'm not mad at that. All right, collective. That's what I have for you guys. If the message did resonate, please hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me so you can keep up with all of my messages for you guys on a daily. I appreciate all your support as always. But until next time, you guys, bye.